right, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Megan Callahan, and I'm the City Center Manager of Cosentino, San Francisco, and I'm co-moderating today with Janice Plessis, the Commercial Sales Manager based out of Sacramento. We are joined by two very special guests today. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Yay. Thank you, and very excited to talk about LOFT today. Janice, would you like to introduce Wendy?
It would be my pleasure. Wendy Glaister is an ASID allied interior designer, and she's nationally recognized for providing really excellent client experiences and has won the 2020 Andes Award for the best residential bathroom, which it was sort of bittersweet that we got to only see it on Zoom, but it was very fun to be there with her to win that award. She is the principal of her Northern California firm and is a crowd garnering, and I can attest to this, crowd garnering speaker at design markets across the country about client experience, luxury design, and business strategies, also overcoming personal and professional challenges. Her work has been featured in Modern Luxury Interiors, Traditional Home, and Architectural Digest. So welcome, Wendy.
Thank you so much for having me here. I am so excited about this. I have my little samples right here because I can't wait to hold them up and show you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. And I am super honored to introduce Shelly Martell. She is an award-winning lead designer at Fabulous Finishes Designs. Her motto is designing fabulous spaces for your lifestyle. Her residential and commercial projects have received national and local recognition in TV media, magazines, showcase, and model homes for her innovative design style. A vivacious designer of 30 years, Shelly received national influencer sponsorships with Z Gallery, Kelly Moore Paints for her signature color line, Cosentino, Mercedes-Benz, and speaking presentations and teaching to the trade for 22 years. It's in her DNA. Shelly grew up in the construction life with her father, building and selling real estate, and found her passion for the lifestyle in design. Putting people first is her success. She's also the lead designer for Lux One, where the team of luxury offers full services in design, fund, build, and real estate. Teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you, Shelly, for joining us today.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be on the panel, everybody. These are amazing women that I get to share on this day, and it's pretty fabulous.
Awesome. Well, to show you this new collection, we want to do it in a different way. We know many of you have been, at home for some time or currently at home, so we'd like to invite you to go on a trip with us. Today, we are going to travel together through 5 cities that are the inspiration for our LOFT series.
That is a great introduction to our trip. We'll be making a stop at each city to discover the inspiration behind these beautiful colors. This collection is the result of 3 years of dedicated innovation and efforts by our product team. The LOFT series includes 5 new colors inspired by concrete, a material capable of creating emotions through textures, finishes, and shades, creating a new relationship between people and objects. A new soulful identity is born where materials come to life in their rawest form. With this collection, we are confident Silestone is stepping forward as the most innovative brand in the surface industry. LOFT as an architectural space is a concept that was born in the middle of the 20th century, where some neighborhoods in New York that were full of small factories and warehouses for restoration of naval cargo in the seaport area were giving a second light for housing and living spaces. Then at that time, the concrete and iron beams gave relevance to a new trend. In some way, we can say that LOFT is a trip to rediscover the essence of some neighborhoods in different cities. Cool spaces characterized by an urban minimalism where the individual aesthetic will be present, but with a fresh, light, more social activity than ever. And boy, don't we need that. LOFT is an urban collection that revisits through design lenses the essence of 5 iconic neighborhoods in the cities of London, Barcelona, New York, and Detroit. Are you ready? Let's begin our trip. Our first stop, the vibrant and popular city of Camden.
Camden reminds us of noodles, sounds like 80s punk, speaks 1,000 languages, dresses eclectically, and is home to hundreds of emerging artists. Posters and works of art are part of Camden's history and decorate their facades of exposed brick. Rusty tones, steely shades, and the wear and tear of living spaces have inspired Camden. A soft, delicate, homogeneous gray with a fine grain and very subtle white veining. Camden is cement gray. It is versatile, adaptable color, easy to incorporate with any decoration thanks to its homogeneity. Perfect for everyday decorations. From London, we are traveling to the Mediterranean seaside of Barcelona. Our next destination is Poblano.
Okay. Poblano was the epicenter of the Industrial Revolution in Barcelona and has grown significantly. Its contrasts have become the main attraction for locals and travelers. Poblano has Mediterranean warmth with an industrial appearance. It is cosmopolitan yet suburban. It is family-friendly and multicultural. You can have vermouth, noodle soup, tagliatelle, poke, or foot sausage, all in the same neighborhood. Its old industrial buildings have been turned into fabulous lofts surrounded by art galleries, bars, pop-up corners, corner shops, and emerging businesses. Bikes move freely around its wide streets. You can attend an exhibition and then go shopping at your local shop. Poblano has a warm, smooth shade of gray with very subtle veins on its surface, a matte color that reminds us of the Mediterranean Sea, the ideal tone to use day in, day-to-day family setting. So, Wendy, I wanted to ask you about some design tips on Poblano. because it encourages the use of natural materials. How do you see this fitting into some of your designs?
Well, I really love this, everybody. Let's pretend this is a YouTube video on makeup, right, where they put the hand over it so you can see how beautiful it is.
It's gorgeous.
Also, see how thin it is, so when you take it to your client, you don't have to do any heavy lifting. But I really like it because it bridges so many different colors and aesthetics, just like the neighborhood it was founded on or inspired by. It has a creamy white aesthetic to it, and it has some neutral colors. So when you get that client who comes to you with that heavy Mediterranean look in their house and they realize it's not time for that anymore, this is a terrific option, because if you paint all the dark cabinets out to match the creamy body color of this beautiful counter surface, then the earthiness of the rest of the color that's contained in this piece sort of grounds it and makes it feel more friendly and more warm and approachable. So it's a perfect bridge, especially when they have, that limestone look tile on the floor and the whole thing. Just 2 quick changes and it'll totally transform the space. So I am very grateful to finally get this color in my hand.
Yes, love it.
That's fantastic. I want to read a little bit about this. It's the objects are made from handcrafted fibers, fabrics, combined perfectly with this warm tone, just like what you were saying. Mm-hmm. It invites you to create spaces with soft wood and pastel shades, harmonious and ready to reflect natural light, which really is what you were talking about, lightening up these heavy, dark, moody rooms. Yeah. And then fabrics and fibers and natural elements are the perfect match for Poblano. So we have hues and new technology to get fantastic integration. I love that. This is a warm color with a gray base, so it combines well with any materials and works well with a splash of color. So that just fits perfectly with the design aesthetic you were describing. So thank you.
It's great for getting you out of a jam.
Yes.
That's what we all need.
Now, as much as I hated to leave Barcelona back 2 years ago, from now we're going to travel from Barcelona across the Atlantic to our next destination, which is New York, and we present Seaport, which is an industrial Navy area, well famous in the past when the maritime trade was had the most relevant activity. So let's go to Seaport.
All right, visiting Seaport is like traveling through time back to an era when maritime trade was the key player in a small but crucial area for the economic future of New York. Many of its buildings still retain the essence of the 19th century. Its low buildings with exposed bricks, worn concrete, and characteristic wood from the docks form a chromatic range that inspires the Silestone dark gray. Seaport is a complex gray full of possibilities. It recreates a dark cement color with a worn charm. It invites you to explore different atmospheres thanks to its hazy white shade, which makes it a unique proposition. It's an eccentric color with personality, ready to satisfy the most demanding preferences. Shelley, I would love your take on Seaport.
Seaport just really integrates what I really feel can be so warming and sustainable as far as doing like other colors with it. And I love the vibrancy of it. Like when you really take a peek at what this looks like, it's amazing. And all the aesthetics that you can put with it. So I love that it has the blues, of course, I'm a blue fan. All of the earth tones that can go with that. And I really look at it bringing a full circle of nature outdoor spaces into how this can also be implemented. And I think that is something we're going to see a lot more with the desire of staycation homes, because of everything that we're going through and how it's going to transcend across the board, really.
Definitely. I love that it's the perfect color for intimate spaces, interiors with upholstery. It pairs well with leather, shades of, ochre and dark brown. And it has, an industrial style, a heavy color, and
I love the contrasting, right?
yes, I love it too.
Where you can bring the light and the richness together. It's like really creating the ambiance that people are really needing, especially right now, since we're all, in all four corners of the walls, and we just need to have something that helps us feel better, really.
Yes.
Right,
Definitely.
Denise? It's about reviving ourselves right now. I say that this particular one really can help people feel very restored. So I like it a lot.
Definitely. So for now, we stay in New York. Let's take a quick subway ride to Nolita.
Wow, I really like the vibe of this one. Nolita was an avant-garde when it was part of Little Italy, when it unsuccessfully tried to join Soho. In the mid-90s, Nolita found its name, which means north of Little Italy. Kind of reminds me of the Stephen Bishop song from the 70s, and their identity. The elements that made it unique came through. We are talking about unique places, totally different from each other. First, we have to mention St. Patrick's Cathedral, which was established in 1808, then the Puck Building, which was the long-term home of the Puck magazine, which was the first successful magazine of humor, which I totally enjoy that, and political satire in the United States. And last but not least, the new museum, a building in the shape of a huge sugar cube, home to exclusive contemporary artworks. That's on my bucket list to go see. Their authentic and revolutionary streets differentiate it from surrounding neighborhoods. So with this historical background, we've created our own Nolita. Nolita is a white color with interesting variations of neutral gray tones. It combines especially well with open spaces where purity and calm are sought, walking hand in hand with the avant-garde. So it enhances the cleanliness of calm minimalist designs. It's a color that works well with glazed transparent spaces. It's full of pure geometric shapes. So Wendy, I'd like to get your take on this.
I love this one. So many families, they want this calm, beautiful atmosphere. And so we're going lighter in the flooring, and we're using things like luxury vinyl plank that have a long, long warranty, and they're waterproof and pet-proof. We're using performance fabrics like never before because the quality is so good. And there's always just sort of been this gap, like what can I put on the counter that can give me that same kind of guarantee so that families can live this beautiful Zen-like experience in their homes but not have to worry about upkeep. And to me, that is where this comes in so handy, because it's creamy white, and then it has a little bit of a more pure white, but it's not hard on your eyes. It is a matte finish, and so it doesn't cause eye fatigue. You can use it for working surfaces. So many of us are working now from home so much more. And it has a crystalline structure if you look in it. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't fall flat. It has dimension, which I love. You can bring it some more of a blue-gray paint tone out if you want to cause a tiny bit of contrast, just for a little more flavor in this space. But it's just such a Zen color. It's so easy on the eye and so calming that I think it's just the perfect fit for that look. And we've been waiting for it for a long time. So I am very grateful that this is finally here. This collection has solved so many problems for me. I'm so grateful.
We can't wait to see what you create. I'm very excited about it too. Nolita is probably the most sophisticated color because you can combine it with many other styles. It's not just an industrial look. And I'm glad you brought up the idea of the matte finishes and the eye fatigue and all of that. That's a real issue. And glare can be really a challenge, excuse me, in our homes today, especially since we're spending so much time there. So, there's been lots of studies on how to use it in the workplace, but often that's not translated to the home. We weren't really intending to work from there. So that's an excellent point. So it isn't an easy task to have a white background that has the details that you were talking about. But I think we really nailed it with this one, and I'm glad you agree. Yeah. So now we're going to take a quick plane ride to our final destination, which is Corktown. And Corktown has an intellectual touch evoking of old style. So let's go to Corktown.
All right, so Corktown grew up among steam, pistons, and the sound of engines. It soon became the pretty girl of the American dream. It was, metaphorically speaking, Miss America. It was successful, it was booming, and then disaster happened. Even so, a few decades ago, it came back with a renewed beauty and an interesting and intellectual old style. It's worth walking by the Fox Theater of the Michigan Central Train Depot to imagine its former industrial splendor. Corktown has been inspired by the light and shade of Detroit's most legendary neighborhood to create the most intense black in the series. Elegance is the key to this black tone with subtle brown touches and an extra matte finish. Corktown effects are reminiscent of surfaces that have experienced the passage of time, ideal for exclusive and mature environments where everything counts. I have to say, in the collection, Corktown is one of my personal favorites. Shelley, what do you think about this one?
Absolutely. It is my number one. It's moody, it's swanky. It has just great texture. I do love that you can see a little more transparency through it, so you can pair other styles of flooring, whether you're doing leather fabrics or whether you're doing, like a hickory floor, something light, which I think would be absolutely stunning. And you did pair in one of the series to have with that. So this is my win-all, be-all for sure. I can't wait to use this indoor, outdoor. It's just stunning, and I think people are going to enjoy it a lot. And I also think that this can give a very luxurious island effect, weighing in the center of a kitchen where people want to gather. I think, well, there you go. You can see it right there. And that, to me, even if you were to do the other one that I love is the Lolita, because that one could pair on the perimeter side, which I love to do. So I like to have two different contrasting pops of Silestone or Decton or something of that nature in my kitchens. And this just shows you how this can be so luxurious, but yet sophisticated and very warm and homey. But it's definitely where I see the trend going in the warm tones for sure.
Yes, I love that it's like a deep, warm, but also cool brown. It kind of pulls some undertones of gray, but it's also like a deep chocolate color as well. So I just love it. It's my fave. So in all the Loft colors, there is an ultra matte finish. And we have some exciting new technology. Janice, would you like to share the exciting news?
I would, and I have to say I'm going to have to read all of this because I don't want to get it wrong. But I love the messaging. I love what Cosentino is doing and their innovativeness And so we introduced to you with this Silestone Loft Series hybrid technology. So the Silestone Loft is not just about the colors, it also includes groundbreaking technology called Hybrid and Hybrid Plus. It's an exciting, pioneering innovation exclusive to Cosentino. Hybrid was developed, it's through development of 3 years with Cosentino in the making. It's a technological innovation incorporated to Silestone to elevate it to a new state with more sustainability, a more environmentally production process, and more beauty and design possibilities. Hybrid brings a great combination to the health and safety conditions for the people who manipulate the product, which are stonemasons, fabricators, etc. This is due to the reduction of silica level in the silestone composition and the presence of an assortment of minerals and recycled materials to achieve the same quality that silestone guarantees. This new era for Silestone, as from now on, every series we launch into the market will incorporate Hybrid and Hybrid Plus technology. We at Cosentino are proud to our contribution to the environment. We have carbon zero footprint in Decton, and now it's time for Silestone. We onboarded this hybrid technology with a lot of research, resources, and a big investment that we put into it. We wanted to get it right because it's the right thing to do. The result is a true testament to our commitment to be leaders in sustainability in our industry. Hybrid contains a maximum of 10% silica, making it considerably safer for the manufacturers, stonemasons, and anyone who works with this stone. It has a lesser impact on the environment as we manufacture it with 19% reduced water, and all energy used is renewable energy. Hybrid Plus shares all values of hybrid. In addition, we include at least 20% of recycled material in glass and the composition of the product. This has been applied to Loft and will be applied to all Silestone colors going forward. We are very proud of the results, including safety, sustainability, and the legacy to future generations.
I want to say cheers to that. This is how I'm doing it. Little bubbles.
Oh!
Cheers.
Ladies. This is, I know, right? You know I'm going to have to do that. That's just me.
I love it.
I literally want to say the biggest shout out to Cosentino in regards to this platform and the dedication to the world. I mean, the truth is the sustainability and to care about the people and the people that you work with and who are fabricating your beautiful slabs and your surfaces is really, really something to be commended. So I want to be the first to say thank you so much for taking and going the extra, division in the world and standing out and making that footprint just so well known. It really speaks to my heart for the people that I work with and my fabricators and my homeowners that are inside the home. I know Wendy, she feels the same way, and we all feel the same way. Like, this is just breaking ground, and I'm excited to be a part of it and help launch Loft, Silestone, and many other products to come, because I know you're going to bring it.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that really struck me when we met earlier as a team in the week. And I just mentioned how a family business means a lot to me because I had this little family business that I grew up in. And I learned how to behave because of it. But I just kept hearing over and over and over Peter saying, it's just the right thing. It's just the right thing. And we don't get that a lot right now, where people are saying, well, it's just the right thing and we don't really care what it takes. We're just going to make sure that it happens. And leading by a moral compass that takes care of everyone is just so deeply meaningful to me. Especially in residential design, I think we get really attached to our team, the people who make everything so beautiful in the space. I mean, I can tell you what should go here, what should go there, what paint color should go here or there, but I am not doing the work. And it means a lot that the people that I love, who I get to work with every day, can feel
safe,
just more protected and cared for. And that when I specify that, they know it's because I care about them and I care about the client. And this is so nice. You're not going to get a call back that you can't solve a problem with. I mean, just think about what that is a big deal.
Huge.
That is a big deal.
That's so
Huge.
great.
Well, just
So-
on top of that, Wendy, the 25 years is so amazing, but it's an extended warranty. So I look at it as, something for the presence of the next homeowner, for people that are selling their homes. It's transferable.
Yes. Transferable is huge. I love that because more and more, on HGTV and all of that, we see all these people flipping homes.
Mhm.
But when you do a really high-end flip and you have a market who just follows you around and they just wait for you to finish the next job and the next job and the next job, and I've had the chance to do that with my brother-in-law. It was really fun. If you can put a list together of all of the incredible product that's gone into that house, it only increases the bidding war that will happen over getting that home, because the family that will occupy that space values that kind of attention to detail and backing up the product. So that also gives us a peace of mind in terms of a different style on a business model. And I'm so grateful. I keep saying that, but it's just like, oh, someone cares about how I feel and how I want to run my business and how I want to treat my people. And that's astounding to me.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It's a breath of fresh air, right, Wendy? Ladies,
It
it's
is.
a breath of air to be working with a company and with you ladies on the other side, bridging everything together, how we see the future and how we see, obviously, the high-end luxury homes, and just what, Wendy was saying, just to see that coming down the pipeline and how you can show and share that warranty process all the way through is huge.
Yes, I just wanted to add that, kind of same thing, Wendy, I grew up in a small family business, and I have to say, working for Cosentino, I'm so proud that just those family business values, standing behind the product, putting customer service first. I'm so proud to work for a company that does all of those things, also cares about the clients, the fabricators, what's in the product, so I'm very proud to work for this company because of those things as well.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It really is it becomes part of your messaging and who you are, and it's all congruent with my own personal values and beliefs, and so I really appreciate that. I don't think that as an employee that I say that often enough, but I'd like the world to know now. That's the way I feel.
Guys,
Cheers to that.
cheers.
Yeah.
So, given the current economic and social situation, how have you had to adjust the way that you're doing business?
Well,
Yeah,
I know.
if you want to go for it.
Yeah, you go. Thank you. Take that, Shelley, for a second while I gather my
I think Wendy and we've had some great conversations about this, and truly we have been very, very busy. I mean, the industry as a whole has just blown up. I mean, we are months out, if not 6 months into a year on average for myself. And what I really see happening is, because everybody is in this quarantine pandemic times and we're not really sure what's going to be happening down the road, it's pretty significant about what we're going to be seeing coming next. So staycation lifestyle is going to be very, very important to how we are showcasing, LOFT and Silestone and Decton. And, because we're able to even use more of the product on the cement, that's another huge opportunity to put it in more opportunities in a home, which we will be doing as well. But I really like to say that this helps us to help people rest, restore, and revive. And that, at the end of the day, is really what we need to be doing for, tranquility spaces. I work with a lot of first responders and doctors, and super important to me to be able to know to put a product in there that actually has, their word behind it and the sustainability of caring, because they're in the line of caring. they're saving people's lives, and that's a really big deal. Thank you for showing this picture here. This is our One Source Capital Group, which is part of our luxury line called Lux One here in Northern California. This is a beautiful home done by the Tabors, and we just have many of these coming up that we're going to be showcasing all the different things that we want to be able to do, design, fund, build in real estate.
Mm-hmm. And I think for me in my business, I've just seen, business was great before the pandemic, and I was so happy to be so busy and to have so many great projects and clients. And when the pandemic hit, the tone changed, because where before they just wanted a pretty kitchen because they'd had this kitchen for a while, or they moved and they wanted to update something to make it more reflective of who they are as a family. Now it's almost like my clients are trying to regain control over something in their life to create a beautiful sanctuary or a space where they can feel safe. And there's almost a raw, frantic need to fix something, and it's all being focused on their house. So when I can bring them things like this that are good for the earth and good for the world and good for the people who work with it and install it, it helps to kind of soften the entire experience, because they see a greater, greener picture, and they can see living beyond this sliver of time by making good choices for all of time. And I think that's very useful. The other thing that's really been tough is supply chain. And it's getting tougher. And you all know, as designers, if your cabinets haven't been ordered yet, you won't see them until next year. Your furniture might come in February if you order it today, if you're lucky. And I'm so thrilled, because one of the first questions I asked was, is this in stock here now? Can I put it in my customer's house in January? And it is in stock. And Cosentino and their business model has delivered quite a lot of material, so that when we launch this, it's not like at High Point, right, where you go see X great company that you love with Y amazing designer, but you can't have it in your home for another 12 months. It's in stock now. So, and it solves problems now, like we've discussed, with the colors and how easy they are and how fluid they are to work with so many different kinds of homes. So it's just a gift, I think, right now to our industry. It's nice to be able to look to a company, to a family, to a value system, and know with confidence that we can not only specify it, but install it in short order. That is a huge relief. So that is major for me, because anything I can do to kind of mitigate that frantic feeling in people is a gift.
Well, thank you, Wendy and Shelley. That's really great, inspiring stories and very helpful information about the current state of your design businesses. I think I love both of your stories in that they're very authentic and tell us really the mood of what's happening today in design. We all have been impacted by the pandemic, and we were fortunate at Cosentino to not have really much of we didn't really miss a heartbeat during this time. And so we feel very fortunate for that. And we've been very busy, but we here on the West Coast, and this is a West Coast broadcast, we just opened up a brand new hub, which is over 200,000 square feet, and we have countless slabs coming in every day. And we hope to be able to better supply the entire West Coast because of that. So timeliness is really important, and this was the best time for this to happen for us in order to launch our products and keep the supply the warehouses full so that you guys can continue to roll out your beautiful products and projects. So the next question, I think we've already covered this. It was about sustainability, and it is more important than ever because of mass consumption of single-use products. And so I guess I just want to briefly ask both of you, does this cause you to be more selective of materials and that you want to find sustainable products? And I know, Wendy, you touched on this, and probably you did too, Shelley. So just if you want to be brief about it, that's great. And then we can move on to the next question, which is more exciting than that.
All I can say is just that ASID as an organization has a very specific goal for designers to become well certified, and that's kind of like part of the lead AP process as well. It's an extension. So this is the perfect fit for that. You can safely specify this and you won't have to worry about meeting the criteria. It's already taken care of, especially in the corporate literature on this. So in commercial instances where you might need to specify in order to make a lead or a well goal, you can do that with this product.
Terrific, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so next question. What are your initial thoughts regarding the LOFT series? Shelley, do you want to get us started with this?
Sure. I absolutely love them. I think that the tones and the texture that you can see is just stunning. They're beautiful. And I really see that, you can put any vibe with it. I mean, they cross boundaries and barriers. I mean, there's nothing that you can't do with each single color divine. And I also love the fact that obviously because they are sustainable, that's just a win-win for everybody. And moving forward, I think that we're going to see warmer tones. We are kind of going that way. But I love the contrast pairing. I love that we're going to be still seeing some grays. And of course, these two are my favorite. But what I love is to be able to take those tones and be able to put a pop of color, because I'm a color girl. So I love to be able to see that kind of richness pair with the stone. Very
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And I think too, there's that rustic look that's kind of starting to come back a little bit. Some of the colored tile and the feature graphics on the backsplash that we see coming in. It was really hard to find a bridge material for the countertop. And I think that this does that very nicely because it doesn't come across as so fine and slick and hard. So we can blend that with a lot more ease with this color palette and this finish.
That's a great point, Wendy. Totally agree. 100%. That's great.
Okay, so next question is, how do these colors apply as leading the trend in textures, colors, patterns, and how do you guys are just so on point. I don't even need to ask questions. You know what I mean? This is so great. You've already touched on all this stuff. It's so, how do they help? Really, how do they help you innovate for your designs? Because that's part of the process. You guys are always trying to kind of achieve the next level in design in every single design that you put forward. It's evident in both of your work that we see, and I know that that's the case for every designer, is you just want to do something better than the last project that you did. So how does this help you?
For me specifically, the Camden helps a lot because this looks like concrete.
Yes.
And I've never used concrete. I know there are all kinds of processes that you can use, and people say it could be long lasting if you are very, very careful, and if you do this and if you do that. But I just don't want to saddle anyone with a problem. And so I've never used concrete because I know it falls apart. And I've seen so many high style houses and showers where everything just washes away and you're left with these little rocks and it cracks and it causes just, and that's not fun. That's not why you have your house designed by a top interior designer, because you don't want to be saddled with problems. So I can finally use this with confidence, give people the look that they're after, the look that I'd like to create, and I won't have to worry. And then I can also tell the story of the family and talk about the warranty too. So this probably, as much as I love all of these, and especially this guy is solving a current problem on a job I have where I needed to make that bridge with the tile. This is going to let me do a lot with the French limed oak and all of those beautiful textures.
Yeah.
It just is such a softness that's so pretty, and I can't wait to work on that.
That's great. Shelley, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. So Nolita for me, I love that it isn't that super harsh white, right? Like we were talking about how that can pair with different things when I need to have some of our renovation projects that we're trying to, open up the space and give it more light. I'm a big fan of high contrast, like I said, the Corktown and the Nolita. And I like that when you look at it, you really do see crustacean and you see a lot of veining and all the prettiness that goes on here. But it is so pleasing to the eye. And I think because we have had some problems, Wendy's probably nodding her head, where it is hard to find a white. It's hard to find a good white that is going with a lot of the new trend of textile backsplashes. I do, well, you know me, I'm a little glammy. So I like to work with a lot of metals. So a lot of my backsplashes will have metal involved as well, especially the brass right now. And I'm doing a lot of that look. And this is just gorgeous. It just, like Wendy said, it bridges a lot of barriers that are going to fix a lot of problems for a lot of people. So it's great.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, whites are really hard. And what I love about this one is it has a blend of different whites. So you don't have to be as...
it fits everything.
Right. Yeah, you can... Your cabinet color isn't going to be like as important to match that white or to coordinate with that white, because this has like all the colors of white in it, sort of. So yeah, that's a great point.
And I know, Shelley's doing some of these beautiful high-end homes with the investment group she's working on right now. Mm-hmm. And the last thing you want to see is a cultured marble looking counter.
Yeah.
It is so bad. And that's why I was just thinking when she was talking about this is going to be so great, because it does have a little bit of that crystalline structure in it. It doesn't look like plastic. It doesn't wear like plastic. But, we've seen different brands that have tried to do this, have attempted to accomplish this, and it falls flat. So I'm excited to see how Shelley uses this, and I hope I get to come on a little tour.
You're going to come on my tours. You're my girl.
I cannot wait to see photos, Shelley.
Yeah, we're excited.
Sounds
Lex is
amazing.
coming. Yeah, look out.
Okay, so you guys, let's get to the next question, which is, where do you see the industry headed next in the next few years, and why do you see that way?
Okay.
Well, sorry.
Wendy.
No, Wendy, go.
I have a good friend whose husband is a big project manager in the city, and he builds hotels. And when COVID hit, he was working on a high-end hotel in downtown San Francisco with a lot of suites. And they have backed up the whole project and converting all of those into single rooms.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is stunning. I mean, that's millions and millions of dollars that have had to been totally rerouted and rethought and redone and respent to make sure that people are safe in these environments. So I don't really see it going away. And like Shelley said, that staycation feeling in your home, I think we as designers need to put a lot more effort into helping people find a way to be able to transition carefully and easily into, okay, now we're in family time, we're in this space. Now we're in work time, we're in that space. Now we're in our fun time, we're in our media space or our outdoor kitchen, and helping people carve out distinct spaces that are efficient, that make sense, but that will allow them to try to have a feeling of normalcy and engagement with their close family members and very close friends in their tiny little groups of safety. Because I know that if in a commercial sense, we're seeing things change so radically like that, it's not going away at home either.
Yeah.
Beautifully said, as always, my friend. That's exactly where we're going, and that's exactly how we want to, roll out our Lux One division here in Northern California with One Source Capital Group, which we are also collaborating with on Cosentino. So this is perfect timing for us to be launching this and be discussing this, because it is the core of how we are building and what we're going to be doing and seeing for the future. We want to be able to have the indoors out. We need to decompartmentalize areas of the home for everybody to function, whether you're doing schooling, whether you're doing, some people have outdoor basketball hoops, things like that. They can have a swimming pool area, and it's not going to go away. And so our industry will be a lot more full circle for the industry, I do believe, for us to be able to have that. And I know you're going to show a picture or two coming up of our team here for Lux One and some of the projects that we have going with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so next question. And I know we've touched on, design tips and ideas, but do you have any other design tips and ideas that you would like to share for using these colors?
I think it's important to
Do anything.
Yes, okay, yes. I agree. I concur. There are no limits. It's kind of what we're saying.
Right, exactly.
No boundaries, there's no limits, which is great. I would also like to hope that people will start to realize that it is important for them to find what is their tranquil space, to be okay with. You don't have to do what everybody's doing. It's more important for you to be able to feel good in your own space, whatever that is. And I think that these bridge that so significantly well. For example, like this outdoor space. I mean, this allows you to see if you have the means to have something like that. That's an opportunity for you to be able to have a luxurious space and feel very tranquil.
That's an opportunity for a lot of Decton is what I see.
Love
Now we
it.
got that pool house going in for Tabor pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know about the Decton.
The thing too that's kind of great about this is I've had many clients call asking for help to do art rooms. So places where they can create with their kids or try to work on a hobby that they always wanted to work on but never had the nerve or the time to do. And what's so lovely about this is your children can paint all over it and it's going to come clean. Or you can try a new process and you won't have to worry about whether or not your beautiful studio space is going to be beautiful when you're done. So there is a freedom involved in using really quality products. With confidence, you can experiment, you can try new things, and you can enjoy, and you can laugh, and you can have a lot of colorful life around you. And you know that at the end of the day, when you clean it up with the right products, it will be returned to this beautiful, tranquil space again. So I like that it can encourage more creativity in the people who reside in the spaces where this has been installed as well.
True.
Okay,
Beautiful.
the last question that we have, and I don't know if we have a Q&A going, but the last question really is, what is your favorite color in this series?
Oh, gee.
Just one. Can't we pair it?
No?
I like Camden because it solves my concrete problem forever.
Yeah.
And I don't get to say a problem is solved forever very often.
That's
So
great.
yay.
I'm
Five
so
star
smart.
vote.
There's her vote. That's the vote. All right, shoot. All right, I'm going to go with Nolita because it is the magical white, the magical cream, the magical crustacean. I love Corktown. Just got to give a shout out real quick.
That's
hard. I don't want to pick one.
cheating.
Sorry. All right. But I love that this is bridging all the different whites out there that are sometimes so difficult to do because there are a bazillion of them. And I think this is going to work magically with so many backsplashes should this be on the perimeter. That's what I think.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Wendy and Shelley. I know that we are so honored to have you a part of this panel today. Would either of you like to have some closing remarks, share your social media pages so that people can, follow you? If you want to share your Instagram handles.
That would be great.
You go first, Shelley. Oh, there's me. Oh, I'm on the screen. Okay, at Wendy Design, spelled traditionally, WEND Design. That's Instagram, and it's just kind of a conglomeration of lots and lots of projects. And on stories, you see the evolution of all of them. You can see them kind of come up. And I'd really like to thank Cosentino and the family behind it. And I appreciate that you're solving problems. I appreciate that you care about people. I appreciate that I'll never have to say no to a client again when they say they want concrete. So thank you.
Thanks, Wendy.
And what's your tagline, Wendy?
Oh, you mean hashtag Wendy Way? That sounds kind of arrogant, though. It was tongue in cheek. It was tongue in cheek. But as time has gone, I realized there are certain things that I just can't. I must have in a space, or that I cannot have in a space. It used to be concrete, but now hashtag Wendy Way.
Awesome. I love it.
Thank you, Wendy.
Great loft. Love it.
And then,
Yeah.
Shelley, I know we wanted to show a picture of your wonderful team as well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that one. So the Lux One team here in Northern California, like I said before, they're just very innovative. We have something going here in Northern California that hasn't been done before. So it's super exciting. There they are, all my beautiful people right there. And yes, my handle for Fabulous Finishes is Fabulous Finishes Designs, or Shelley Martel. We also have a Shelley Martel lifestyle page, which we are launching within the Lux Run platform, so to speak. I am extremely grateful to be collaborating with Cosentino, grateful for Emmett and Janice and Megan and Matt and Patty and Eduardo and Pape. You guys have just been amazing to work with over the years, and I love that we are finally full circle and going to be doing all kinds of special projects coming up. And I know my Lux One team is super excited to be working with you all. It's really a blessing, and the products are amazing. Now I just get to have more, and so
That's great.
yeah.
Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you.
Well, that closes us out today. I think we could continue talking about these amazing colors for hours on end, but we're going to have to end this. But thank you for joining us, and thank you to everyone for joining our panel today.
Thank you.
And hey,
Megan.
cheers. Go get
Thanks,
some
guys.
champagne. Great job, ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers.